Here we go. Right. So, question 1. Now, when a question says find the quotient and the remainder, that's the one time that you have to do long division. If it just says find the remainder, then you can do that other ways. But this is directing you to forcing you to do long division. So we're doing x minus 1 into x squared plus x plus 1, and it's quite a straightforward one to go through. We think, what do we multiply x by to get x squared? X. If you do that multiplication, x times x minus 1 gives you x squared minus x. We subtract, and we get x squared take x squared is 0. X take away minus x would end up being 2x. Bring down the plus 1, because we've got two terms that we're dealing with. What do you multiply x by to get 2x? The answer is 2. Do that multiplication, and then subtract to finish off. 1 minus negative 2 would be 3. And because the question said find the quotient and remainder, we're going to make really clear what our answers are, and we're going to write that the quotient is x plus 2, and the remainder is 3. And they are the answers to that. Okay? And that was just 4 marks. And they, it's helpful to state those. If you didn't state those explicitly at the end, then you probably get the credit for what you've done there. But it's nicer just to say them. Okay? One small thing just to note, the remainder is 3. The remainder isn't 3 over x minus 1. The remainder is 3. So you've got to kind of state it as that. There you go, 4 marks. And the second question was this one that was a little bit more complicated. We kind of did an example that led us into this a little bit. But the cubic polynomial is given there, where a and b are constants. We don't know the coefficient of x squared or x. But we're told 2 bits of information. And here they are. This first one, x plus 3 is a factor of f of x. Now the big task is for us to interpret what that means. That yellow bit there means that f of minus 3 equals 0. That's what we're getting from that sentence. And that sentence and the 2 bits that's highlighted yellow there are the same thing, the same bit of information. But that's more usable. So that means that 2 times minus 3 cubed plus a times minus 3 squared plus b times negative 3 plus 15 is 0. And so we can work our way through this. This is, what's that, minus 16 plus, that's not minus 16. It's another number. Minus 54. I don't know how I got minus 16. Plus 9a minus 3b plus 15 is 0. So we've got 9a minus 3b is 39, and actually it probably makes sense for us to divide by 3 because we've got a common factor there. So 3a minus b is 13. So we've got one equation that links a and b together. But look, we've got another bit of information up here. We were told that when f of x is divided by x minus 2, the remainder is 35. That bit there tells us that f of 2 is 35. So we've managed to link that bit of information as well. So that means if we put 2 into this, we get 2 lots of 2 cubed plus a times 2 squared plus b times 2 plus 15 is 35 this time. If we work that through, this bit is 16, isn't it? Yeah. Plus 4a plus 2b, or not, 2b, or not, anyway, plus 15 is 35, so we've got 4a plus 2b is, what would that give us, 4. And again, we've got a common factor of 2 that it probably makes sense to divide through by, to give us that. Look, we've ended up with simultaneous equations. We've ended up with equations that say 3a minus b is 13, 2a plus b is equal to 2. It probably makes sense. Well, there's all sorts of ways. We know how to solve simultaneous equations. We could rearrange the first one to say b equals and substitute it in. Actually, in this case, I think it's going to be easier, isn't it, to just add the two equations together. If we add, we get 5a, the b's will cancel out, 5a is 15, so a is 3, and if a is 3, 6 plus b is 2, so b is negative 4. Let's just check, what did the question want? It wanted the values of a and b, and that's what we've got, so we've answered it. And then part 2 said, using these values of a and b, divide f of x by x plus 3. Now we already know that x plus 3 is a factor, don't we? Because the question told us that right at the start. F of x is now 2x cubed plus 3x squared, because a is 3, minus 4x plus 15. And we're asked to divide it by x plus 3. Now, because we know that x plus 3 is a factor, we can just do that thing of doing it by inspection. You could go into long division again and check you get a remainder of 0 and do all of that, and that's absolutely fine. So if you've done long division, then that's a great way of doing it. Or, if we're dividing it by x plus 3, that means we're going to end up with x plus 3 times something equals that. And remember how we work this through? To get 2x cubed, there must be a 2x squared at the start there, because that would give us the 2x cubed. To get 15, there has to be a plus 5 at the end there, because 3 times 5 gives us 15. Let's focus on the 3x squared there. That would give us plus 6. We're supposed to end up with 3, so we've got plus 6. We need to have minus 3 out of this bit. So that must be, whoops, that must be, what do we need? Minus, we've got plus 6, minus 3. There we go. I had said minus 3, hadn't I? Is that right? Yeah. And we check for the minus 4x there. We've got plus 5 of them, and that would give us minus 9, and 5 take away 9 is minus 4, so we're there. And the question didn't want any more than that, did it? It just said divide f of x by x plus 3, and so that would be our answer. Therefore 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. There's no need to do any further factorising, although I think it does factorise, does it? Or maybe it doesn't. It doesn't, does it? Doesn't matter. Oh, great! And that's maths.